Good morning, everybody. And the other side. Lee circles. And reverse. And shoe circles. And reverse. And pink circles. And reverse. And reverse. And block. Okay, you can put away your sticks. Head turns. And center and head rolls. And down to center and reverse. And down to center and back up. Forward spinal wave. And reverse. And good. The qua. And reverse. And good. Belly rolls. And reverse. And good. The windmill. And good. The grindstone. And reverse. And all the way. And reverse. And good. Shoulders. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And alternates. And don't forget your feet. Right? Start in the foot, come up to the shoulder. And reverse. And double. And reverse. So those last two exercises we did, the double exercises, we did them in a high horse stance. But let's try them in a little lower horse stance. So whatever height you were at, try to go down a little bit, and we're going to do more in the whole body, all right? Sink. Sink. right, down on the left. And reverse. You feel the connection between the hips and the shoulders. And good. So did you notice any difference that time?
I was just thinking, it was only about that deeper, but it's,
It makes a big difference.
It makes a big difference.
It's engaging the lower body more, and since that's probably 60% of your body, you're getting a lot more exercise.
It puts me in my warrior mode.
She's in her warrior mode. I gotta watch out. Let's do a little more on that exercise we started yesterday, and I want to do this a little more formally. So I'm going to introduce this next exercise, this one here. It's called press shoulders. And what they mean is you're pressing your shoulder blades together in order to open the chest. And the purpose of this is twofold. One, it's just to exercise the upper body. So when you do this, you're exercising the whole upper body. The second thing is to make you aware of this motion in your body and add it into every other exercise. And I'll demonstrate that in a minute or two. So I'll just repeat what I said yesterday. Remember that your shoulders are not these things out here. They go all the way from out here all the way into the sternum. So what you're really flexing and moving is the whole upper quadrant of the chest, or if you're thinking about the back, the whole upper quadrant of the back. The bones in the front that manage that are the collarbones. The bones in the back are actually floating bones. They're not attached to anything. They're just floating in the body, and those are your shoulder blades. And to become a little more conscious of them and to squeeze them together really opens the chest and the upper quadrants of the chest. And that's what you want to do. The purpose of this is to, I think of it as sort of dusting your body. It's like going around your living room and dusting the mantle and everything. It's like just to blow all the dust out of the body a little bit and exercise the chi in there as a kind of lubricant.
And my favorite, the lymphatic system, is being drained big time when you do that.
So come in here and say that so they can hear.
I think they can hear. And of course, I'm always interested in what's going on with the lymphatic system. So when you're doing this, you're emptying two big major drainage points that go right before the heart. So opening this is squeezing and draining the lymphatic system up here.
And the lymphatic system gets full of boogers, especially all night long. So this is a way of flushing out the dust, so to speak, or flushing out the boogers. I should give you a word of caution. On the one hand, personally, I really like to explore my range of motion deeply in there. It's not crazy, but it's like, okay, I could actually go a little bit more. However, I've been doing this for many years. Don't jump into this with both feet and go 110%, because you'll wake up the next morning with some aches and pains in your body.
Yeah, you'll have to use your massager on it like I did yesterday.
Annie woke up yesterday with some aches and pains in her shoulders and whatever, because she had maybe gone just a little bit too far too fast.
That's okay. It's fine today.
It's
Feels
fine.
great.
It's fine today. Nevertheless, as with any new exercise, break into it slowly. So explore your range of motion, but don't go 150% the first day. Okay, left foot forward. Remember, as you slide your body back and forth from foot to foot, go back butt first so that you're not leaning way back or forward. All right? And then let's just practice a little bit what you're doing with the arms. Essentially, what you're doing is rotating the arm. All right. Now I use my fists. All right. So I'm rotating, starting by opening the chest, and then opening the shoulders, opening the shoulders starting from here and going out, and then opening the elbows, and then opening the wrists, and then opening the fists. All right? So there's a real sequence. All right? I'm in my lower back, and then Tanjong, shoulders, elbows, wrists, and then fingertips. All right? And then they close in the opposite direction, right? Starting from out here and closing in and then down to the lower back. Now, if you've done this a few times, hopefully you'll notice these are big spirals. You want to grab onto that feeling of spiraling. You really notice it in the arms, but it's the whole body that's spiraling, all the way from the ground. All right? Even the legs spiral a little bit, the trunk spirals, and the arms spiral. And then they close in reverse, all the way to the ground. Now, in a lot of Western exercise classes, kind of focus on speed. Let's do everything as fast as we can. We actually do these pretty slowly. Why? Well, because we're focusing inside on the silken threads. Qi is felt as silken threads inside the body. You want to focus on those and then just gradually open them up in spirals. That's the exercise. Now, if you watch folks from China doing this exercise, you'll see all kinds of variations on this. For me, personally, I don't like to open my arms too much. That's not right. Right? That looks like there's some strain or stress in the body, and there really is. I'm locking my elbows. You don't want to do that. That's a big no-no, right? So instead, you keep a little flex in your elbows at all times. That relieves all the stress in the upper body. But at the same time, I don't want to be in here like this, just making little teeny movements if I can avoid it. And there's a reason for that, going into the martial side of things. If my elbow is less than 90 degrees, watch this. So it's now an acute angle, all right? Here. All right. So right now my elbow's extended a little bit. Try to bend my arm. Go, try.
I am.
Okay, now try to bend it in. I can't stop her. All right. You have to have a little flex in your arm to maintain your space. So, right, there's you just want to be you want to be big and open. I sort of think about it like one of the old singers on 1950s TV. You know, you're singing, but you're not totally stretched out like that. But you're not in here little either. You just got a nice stretch in there. Spiral. Spiral. Okay, so why do they call this press shoulders? Which is just short for pressing your shoulder blades together. If Annie turns her back to the camera here and does the exercise, right, slowly, she's pressing her shoulder blades together. Press them together. Now, open them out. Press them together. Open them out. Press them together. So you stay conscious of that. All right? You press them together. That automatically opens the chest. When you open them out again, right, guess what? It closes the chest. The front and the back of the body are always reciprocal, and you want to play off that reciprocity. Right? Be aware of it. Press the shoulder blades together. Now open them out. Press them together. Open them out. Press them together. Open them out. Now, those that are doing the beginning form, think about the move, the side press, right? Watch. It's exactly the same move. It's focused on one side rather than both. How is that move done? It's not done with your arm muscles. The arm muscles are kind of a little icing on the cake. How it's done is exactly how we're practicing this silk reeling move. All right? Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Boom. Open up your chest. Boom. Something else I was going to say. I don't remember. Go to the right leg. Open. Open. Close. Open. Close. Squeeze the shoulder blades. So if you watch folks in China do this exercise, lots of times you'll see them do this. They're looking at the ground. Master Zhang used to walk around, and when you would look at the ground, he would walk up to you and then he would start looking at the ground. And he'd look at you and go, no money on the ground. There's no money on the ground. You want to keep your eyes open and your trunk centralized and work. So if you're doing a move like this, what good does it do to look at the ground? You need to look at your opponent, right? Boom. So your eyes, where your eyes go, your mind will go, and where your mind goes, your chi will go. So you need to be a little bit aware of that. when you come in like this, when you close, watch what happens with my fists. That's closed. You're concentrating your energy. You're drawing energy in. When you open, right, it's like you're in vaudeville. Right? You're close, open, close, open, close, open. So you're practicing one of the 8 characteristics of Chen style Tai Chi, opening and closing energy. And it's the fundamental movement of the human body is opening and closing. Let's look at one other exercise that's completely different. We actually did it a little earlier, and that is head rolls. When you do head rolls, you've got to practice with your shoulder blades too. That's one of the reasons I do it with my arms behind my back, because it encourages me to remember my shoulder blades, right? When you come up like this, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Another way to say it is squeeze your elbows together, and that'll squeeze your shoulder blades, and that will open your chest, and that flexes the whole upper back about from your navel all the way up to your skull, and even including your skull. You're flexing the spine, open and closed, open and closed. That's the value of it. Open. And then as you come down again, you drop down into the lower back and you just relax the shoulder blades, relax the chest and the arms, everything's relaxed. And then again, pull your shoulder blades together as you come up. Relax as you go down. And down to center and reverse. And down to center. So just remember, when actually this applies to all the exercises. It's really obvious in some of the exercises. It's a little less obvious in some of the others. But you're always doing this flexing motion. The whole point is to flex and move the spine for spinal health. And since your spine is the thing that's holding you up, it does you the most good. We've got just a few minutes left. I want to do the second version of this that we did the other day too, which is instead of spiraling out to the side, right? Now you spiral horizontally, or excuse me, vertically. So you could say this is a horizontal spiral, right? Boom. This one is vertical. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, right? Squeeze them together. Right? Squeeze them together, open the chest. Well, down into the lower back, and then up into the center chest. Lower back, center chest. Lower back, center chest. It's exactly the same exercise, just a different physical orientation. And then traditionally we do 3 faster ones at the end, but do them gently, particularly if you're not used to it. Good. Okay, we'll do the other side too. You can do both the horizontal and the verticals quickly, all right? we're not going to focus on those. Maybe later in the year we'll do those. But you can do the horizontal quickly. Right? You can do the vertical quickly. You can do it on one side, you can do it on both sides. We're going to do it on both sides. Lower back, center chest. Lower back, center chest. Lower back, center chest. Center chest because you're squeezing your shoulder blades. Shoulder blades. Shoulder blades. Shoulder blades. And fast. And good. The whole trick to this whole series of exercises, and the real reason you do them, is it's trying to break you out of an unconscious habit of movement. We are all trained to move like machines, especially Catherine. All right? We move like machines. What does that mean? It means you're moving from the outside in. So your hand-eye coordination, it's all very out here, right? You're always using tools, and you're cutting things, and you're doing things, and it's very skillful. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a great skill to have. The only problem is if it's the only skill you have. In the martial arts, it won't work. In fact, in any athletics, it won't work to move from the outside in. You've got to move from the inside out. So what we're working on is binding together the mind and the energy body, not the mind and the physical body. That's why you have to do it slowly and pay attention. When I say you're looking for and feeling and following the silken threads inside the body, that's what I mean. You're paying attention to the energy body and following that. And it's much easier to do that, especially in the first couple years, if you do it slowly. If you do it fast, you become like a skipping stone. You just skip over the top of the water, but you never get down in the water. So you just want to do it slowly until you get the feeling. Then when you've got the feeling, you can go faster because you know what you know where that feeling is. You drop into that feeling and you can just maintain it more quickly. All right? And that's the real value of these exercises, both as supporting exercises for Tai Chi and Qigong, but also just for your general health and what you can, as a non-martial artist, what you can get out of this martial arts training. Okay, guys, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.